The South African government wants you to help rewrite the constitution? That's like being asked to DJ at a party you weren't invited to. But apparently this is legit. There's a call for public comment on the potential 18th Amendment to the Constitution. And no, it's not just legal mumbo jumbo. It's a way to shift actual power away from the politicians and back to us, the citizens. Let's get into it.
Criminals must taste you.
Ma'am, can you give me protection from yourself?
Did I hear that correctly? Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Newsflash. I'm your host, Joe Emilio. Thanks for tuning in. Let's start with a bit of civics class, and don't worry, I'll be quick. The South African Constitution actually can be amended, but it's no small feat. What you need is public input, a 2/3 vote in parliament, and in some cases, support from 6 out of 9 provinces. And here's the kicker. Apparently, they do this every year.
Are you f***ing serious?
Yeah, there's a regular call for constitutional amendments, but most of us never hear about this because, well, the government doesn't advertise it between the lotto draws and reruns on ETV of Anaconda. Now, FreeSA has gotten involved and they've drafted a 18th constitutional amendment bill of their own. They want to push this bill through to make some amendments to the Constitution, and these amendments are for the people. Let me explain. First of all, they're calling it Power to the People Constitutional Amendment Bill, not to be confused with Power to the Politicians, which is what we've been living with since 1994. But here's what it does. It takes the power to appoint the National Director of Public Prosecutions away from the president, gives it a multi-party committee in Parliament, makes it easier to remove the NDPP if they're corrupt, and forces them to report to Parliament every year. In short, less presidential control and more public accountability. Okay, I just want to interrupt for one quick second because I have an important announcement. I've been nominated as a finalist in the FreeSA Young Leaders Awards under the media category. If you've been enjoying what I'm doing here on Newsflash, then please do me a solid. Go vote for me. Just click the first link in the description or the pinned comment. Every vote helps. Let's make this happen. And there's just something I want to say. When prosecutors are appointed by politicians, they tend to protect the politicians. Shocking, I know. But with this amendment, the NDPP would have to answer to Parliament, not the party in power. Imagine a justice system that actually works. I know, wild concept. And this is where you come in. The government is legally required to read your input, even if they don't like it. So go to the link in the description, have a look at this campaign. They have very simply put it out in bullet point form, all the important parts of the bill. But if you want to read the bill in its entirety, there's a link to the bill on the website. And once you're happy with everything, it's a very quick participation form, and you say what you agree or disagree with, and you click submit. And look, I gotta be honest, I don't know if this is gonna pass. I don't know if the government's gonna listen, but I do know this. If we say nothing, they'll keep doing everything.
Straight up.
While I have you here, ladies and gentlemen, please consider becoming a member to this channel. It goes a long way to supporting me and helping me produce content for you guys. All the information on memberships is on that join button below this video. If you can't become a member though, that's okay. Please consider giving a super thanks or sasa thanks as we call them on this channel. And before you go, leave a comment on this video. Let me know your thoughts about all this. And don't forget to leave a like, share the video far and wide, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've got more content coming your way. And with all that being said, thanks for watching. Your Newsflash is in.
How old were you when you realized that the sunshades for cars were supposed to go outside the car? This entire time, you are going to share this video with everybody. Prepare to be blown away. And we're going to get so many people mad in the comments. 1, the sunshade. There is a gap between the sunshade itself and the window. When you put it inside the car, scientists discovered that little gap is enough to trap so much heat that it'll actually heat up your car worst, especially if it's 95 degrees or more. So scientists said, hey, just put it on the outside. That is how they're meant to be used. I said, I don't want to get it stolen. But then I looked at some of the sunshades I have. I noticed that little band that it comes with, the little clip part to keep it all together, it's long enough so that it can actually wrap around the front windshield of any car. I tried it on a Kia, I tried it on like a Ford F-150 and a Subaru, and they worked. And I'm like, is that why it says one size fits all? I thought that was meaning like the window size, but apparently no, you could actually put it on the outside, clip it inside so people don't jack it, and you're good to go. And apparently that actually helps reduce so much more heat away from your vehicle. But if you put it inside and there's enough of a gap between the sunshade and the window, you're causing essentially a greenhouse. But now you know.